All right, hi everybody. We have a few people on on live with us, but I think a lot of you are going to be watching the replay, and then hopefully this will live on for all new consultants. So I'm going to speak to the recording versus to the people on the phone. So my name is Heather Vergara. Kristen Stapleton and I went to grad school together at Indiana University and got our MBAs. So she and I we're all part of the same team, and I've opened up this training to everybody on Team Spark. So I just created this myself. I thought it was kind of cute because, you know, we all call people that have a lot of preferred customers, a lot of PCs, a PC queen. So this is Be a PC Queen training. And before we jump in, I will just give you my quick story, and then we'll get right to it. So I'm a mom of two little ones. I live outside Indianapolis with my husband and kids. And but in my previous life, which was quite different than the one now, I was living in Chicago, building a big career in marketing, working for Quaker Oats, which is part of PepsiCo, and kind of thought that I was gonna keep climbing that corporate ladder and that work would continue to be my life. And then I met my husband when I was 35, and we decided to have kids right away. And then everything changed, right? As it does for so many moms. And I decided that work just could not be my life anymore. And so I gave up that big old career when my first baby, Brady, was 9 months old. And sort of never looked back. I think I grew to realize I did not want that life anymore. But I think I always knew that I would need to work. I just didn't know how I was going to make that happen and still be the mom that I wanted to be. So then I had another baby, Ava, and as she got, you know, out of the newborn years, I really started to crave working, but I didn't want a job. I didn't want to work for anybody else again, and I certainly did not want the all-consuming life that I led in my previous life, working the big corporate career. So I really thought I was stuck, that I just wasn't going to be able to have it all, and was kind of wondering what I was going to do with the rest of my life. And that's when Kristen reached out to me, and she had stumbled on Rodano Fields and wondered if I'd be interested. I had never heard of the company. I was not interested in skincare or network marketing. And so I said no. But I listened because she's a good friend of mine, and we were going on a girls' weekend, actually, like a couple days later. And so I kind of had no choice but to listen. But I was intrigued because I realized that this could be what I was looking for. And I got so excited as I learned, you know, how this business works, how it's so not sales. And what became so excited, just learning about the growth trajectory of this brand and what that could mean for my future, my professional future, my family's future, and future generations. And so I jumped in. That was 3 years ago. I now have over 100 customers. I have a team of people I love literally around the world. We had 2 Australians on the phone here. And this business is funding amazing vacations for our family. It's contributing to our kids' college fund, so we don't have to worry about that. And then my goal is for this business to build us a dream vacation home that my family and my family's family and future generations can enjoy, you know, even after I'm gone. So that is my story. Let's dive in to how to be a PC queen. So the goals for this training: I want to give you tools, tips, and tricks to help you get more customers and help you retain more customers to create that customer loyalty. I want to share some advice on effective social media communication, because social media is really the lifeblood of my business. and I think everybody else's business. And so I just want to share with you what I think can help make your messages more effective. It's about being consistent, single-minded, personal, and relevant. I'm also going to share this last topic is really more for very new consultants, because it's specific information on the process of managing your customers. How do you place an order? How do you manage their accounts? We'll breeze through that. So for those of you who have been in this business a while, you can kind of tune out during that part. So let's get started. First, I thought I would share with you just my stats so you would know who you're talking to and what my credentials are. But so I've been in this business about 3 years, a little over 3 years. I've got over 100 PCs just this year. So I really looked at, okay, what have I done in 2017? So in 6 months, I've gotten almost 30 new PCs year to date. And the interesting thing with that is that over half of them contacted me. I didn't reach out to them. They contacted me, which is so fabulous. I mean, we talk about how you don't have to sell, that the product sells itself. Holy cow, this is real evidence of that. So here's how they contacted me. So 4 of them were PC referrals, and we're going to talk about some ideas of building a referral program. 7 of them commented on a Facebook post that I did saying, tell me more, I'm interested, whatever. 2, I've actually never met. They found me through a local Facebook moms group. So we'll talk about that. And then 2 contacted me after a new product newsletter, and I'll tell you more about what I do there. Then separately, so over half of them contacted me. About half of them in total bought Lash Boost and or Active Hydration Serum. So clearly our new product innovation is driving business growth. And then 4 are a result of an open house I hosted after Active Hydration launched. So we'll talk a little bit about events and how you can do them on an ongoing basis and keep building your business. Okay. Then I have 11 consultants in my front line. 4 of them I just brought on this month. But so 7 of those were PCs first, just to give you an idea. Year to date, I've averaged 23 orders a month. And my average PSQV is almost $4,000. And the bulk of that is PC sales. My org volume is $9,000, $9,200, the average org volume year to date. So that's me in a nutshell. Okay, so let's dive right into how do you get customers? How do you get new customers? And this is just it at a high level, and then we're gonna go into each of these topics in more detail. So first, make it easy for them. Events, reward referrals, offer incentives periodically, leverage product news, and post on social media. And that post on social media is the last, but certainly not least. I left it at the end because I really wanted to dive deep into that. So first, make it easy for them. So I feel like customer service should be exemplary in this business. And you want to be the best, not salesperson, because we're not selling, but you want to make it so easy for them, like, Nordstrom kind of customer service, right? You want to be their personal shopper. So make it easy for them to learn more. Don't just send them to your website. That's overwhelming for people. I almost never send anybody to my website. I only do if they specifically ask for the link. But think about when you walk into a department store and you're like, oh my God, I have no idea what I should get here, whether it's clothes or makeup or skincare or whatever. It's overwhelming. So I don't recommend you do that. What you should do is do the solution tool for them first, and then follow up with more details on their recommendation. So typically I ask them, I ask them the questions in the solution tool, and then I send that, or it sends automatically over email. And then I send them more information on what the doctors recommended. And I have a template I use that I tailor to the recommendation, and I will post that template on TeamSpark. Then of course you're going to have to follow up with them and see if they're ready to order. If they don't, circle back with you. And one thing that you can do if they're not responding, they've told you they're interested, you've given them the information. If they don't respond, one thing that might help is sending them before and after photos specific to the recommendation. That's one thing you could do. Or you could post, that could be one of your posts on Facebook is, let's say the doctor's recommended the, Redefine roller. You make a post, a before and after post, and then maybe you tag them in the comments to make sure they see it. So that's, an interesting way to get them more information. And then if they're still not responding to order, offer to reimburse them the, $20 one-time preferred customer enrollment fee or provide some other incentive. But that's like the last thing I do is offer an incentive. Okay. Then place the order for your customer. I do not recommend anybody places the order themselves. Whoever just joined us, can you mute yourself, or maybe I can mute you? Let's see. How can I? Oh, wait, I'll mute you. There you go. When people place the order themselves, one, I think the process right now until we upgrade our systems, I think is kind of cumbersome. So I would just rather do it for them. Secondly, because of all the legal mumbo jumbo required to make sure people understand the preferred customer program, people get nervous when they see all of that. And so a lot of times people won't do the PC perks, they'll place a retail order if they're doing it themselves. So I always I'm trying to provide, the utmost in customer service. So I will place your order for you. So you just need to get their information. Now, I want to make sure people understand why it's so important that you encourage people to be a preferred customer versus retail. And I think everybody gets this, but for new people, I think it helps to lay it out. So first, they save money as a PC. That's obvious. They get 10% off retail prices, plus they get free shipping. Shipping's $10. So whatever the product saving is, add $10 to that, and that's their savings. I always, when I'm talking to them about placing an order and about the preferred customer program, I always say, they're going to order the Redefine regimen, let's say. All right, so you save $30 on every order as a preferred customer. So $20 on the product price, $10 on shipping, so $30. You, as a consultant, make more money on a PC order versus a retail order. Plus, and this is the most important part, a PC order goes towards your PSQV, which helps you get to EC. Your PSQV is really, the numbers that you're looking at. A retail order goes towards SB, goes towards sales volume. And then, I guess just as important is the fact that a PC will be ongoing sales, because you're reminded to check in them with every 2 months to see if they need anything. A retail customer, they get lost. They're just gone. You have to track those manually if you want to try to get a repeat order. And honestly, I don't think I've ever gotten a repeat order from a retail customer. But if a customer does place their own order and accidentally signs up as a retail customer, you can convert them to a PC if you're still within the same month. This happens all the time. This just happened to one of my new consultants. And so you and your customer need to get on the phone with the PC Perks help desk, and they can change it for you. It's a little bit complicated, but they do it all the time. Now, lastly here, I think it's super, super important that you don't talk about the PC Perks program as an auto ship. Auto ship freaks people out, and there are so many programs out there that have good reason to freak people out because they have no control over it. They're obligated to buy. They have to buy the same thing every time. They can't delay it. They can't change it. For us, it's completely flexible. And so when I talk about it, I call it a customizable replenishment program with no obligations and 100% flexibility. I just tell them, I'm going to manage your account so you don't have to do a thing. And I will check in with you every 60 days to see if you need anything. Don't say the word auto ship. All right, so let's keep going. Whoops. Okay. So placing a new order. I promise we're going to get out of the weeds here in a minute and talk more high level, but I thought it was important, especially for new people, to talk some of the details here on process. So placing a new order, I'm just going to breeze through this and you'll have it in writing because I'm going to post this presentation. But you go to your website, but you do not log in. If you log in, you'll be ordering product for yourself as a consultant. Go to Shop Skincare, start shopping, put whatever items the customer wants in their cart. When you go to checkout, it's going to ask you if you want to learn more about PC Perks. You do. Enroll them in PC Perks, just follow along, set their password, their login is their email address, set their password, you can have whatever password system you want. I do their last name and the number 1, but whatever you want to do is fine. But write it down, write their password down, and place the order. And then I jot down their total so you can send that to the customer when you're finished. So once the order's placed, I always send an email thanking them, and I include the following: how to access their account, remind them I put a link to my website. I remind them to take a before photo. I tell them what their total is, how much money they saved by being a preferred customer, the fact that we have access to derm nurses at corporate and a dermatologist on our team if they have any questions. I tell them about the 60-day money-back guarantee, which of course I've already told them about, but I'm just reminding them. And then I tell them that when you receive your products, I'd love it if you post a picture of them on Facebook and tag me, and I'll send you a gift to thank you. And then any other specific instructions or recommendations. I keep all of these emails, so I refer back to them, and so it's a good way to jog my memory. So if, the doctors recommended something that they didn't end up buying, I will always talk about that in this email so that next time when I check in with them, I can say, how are you doing? Remember the doctors recommended, XYZ. Do you think you'd like to try that now? Whatever. So it's just something to jog my memory and their memory. Then I always, at that point when I place the order, I add them to my Facebook group for my customers. We're going to talk about that, but I have a Facebook group with all my customers and my consultants too, so they can see what I'm doing. Then consider a handwritten thank you note too, if you'd like. I say sometimes I do this and sometimes I don't. This is not a 100% all the time kind of thing, but I like the idea of it. Sometimes I will include some samples in there, a glow bag. Sometimes, if they're interested in other things, I might include a product catalog. And let me get that to make sure you know what I'm talking about. Sorry. So this is the product guide. You can order these on your website. So I keep a stash of those and give them to people, send them to people, certainly have them for events. Okay. So the handwritten thank you note can also talk about other products that were recommended for them, information on your rewards program, so on and so forth. And then it's always good to check in with them a week or two after they should be getting their products and just see how they're doing. I will be honest, I don't always do that, but I think you should. Okay. Now, events. So we're still, talking about how do you get customers. And events is, we are not a party-based business, but absolutely for launch, you want to spread the word about your new business. And so I believe that launch events are an absolute must. You decide whether you want to do any events after your launch or not, and we'll talk about what some options there might be. But, the great thing about launching with an event is even if you only have a handful of people that are able to attend, you're still spreading the word about Rodan and Field and the fact that you have joined forces with them. And you'll get orders even from people who don't come. One of my new consultants just had an event this week, and that absolutely happened. Some people couldn't come, but they placed an order. So anyway, I would definitely do at least one event at, your house with your network. And then it's great to ask close friends and family members if they'll host for you. Offer them a free regimen or a lash boost or whatever they'll be interested in as thanks. But I did that when I launched. I had a good friend that lived, I lived outside Chicago at the time. I had a good friend that lived in Chicago and a good friend that lived in the northern burbs. I lived in the western burbs. Both of them had events for me. And then a friend that lived in Indianapolis. So I built a big customer base really quickly that way by doing my own as well as asking for help from my friends and offering them, gifts as thanks. You can also do virtual events. I think you absolutely should do in-person local events plus a virtual event. I'm going to be talking to my team about doing one of those probably in August. So anyway, talk to your sponsor if you don't know what I mean by virtual events. And then I honestly don't do many events at all for myself. But what I did do with the Active Hydration Serum launch is I held an open house. And this blurb on the right is my invitation to that launch. I just emailed, all of my local friends, friends and customers. And I decided to do that because hydration serum is such an experiential product. Like you really have to experience it to love it. And so I thought, well, the more people I can get their hands on this, the better. And that's where, remember I said at the beginning that I got 2 new customers that I don't know, that they found me through a Facebook Moms group. Well, they found me because I was hosting an open house. And one of my customers posted about that on a Facebook Moms group because someone was asking about Rodan and Field. So anyway, it can be a great tool for you. I have a visual, Lisa Vanderhorst, who is one of someone on our team in Australia. She created this Let's Celebrate visual, and I just love it. And I send it to people as ideas for what they might use for their invitation. But I think it's so creative. The cocktails and combos, fizzies and friends, bubbles and nibbles, Rodan and Field. You create what you will, but I just thought I would give you an example of an invitation that I think is great. So that's events. Let's talk about referral program. So I am all about asking for help from my friends. Sometimes it can be hard, but I think people want to help people. And, when I did the launch events, I had in my mind 3 people I wanted to ask to host an event for me. And one of them offered before I could even ask her. So, you just never know what people are, willing to do. So don't be afraid. And then, reward them for helping. Give them a gift for helping. I gave all of those people that hosted an event for me a free regimen. Now, I just, within the last, 9 months, started a set referral program for my, really for anybody, but, specifically for my customers that, if anybody refers someone to me who becomes a customer, I will either give you a $25 gift card or I will give you $25 cash back on your next order. And that's been great because it rewards them, and then they're going to place another order to get that cash back. And one of my newest consultants, Amy, She was sending me so many customers because her lashes are so fabulous. And so I kept giving her that $25 on her next order. And by the third customer, I was like, Amy, come on, this is ridiculous. And so she jumped in because she had a fourth customer who was ready to buy. Another idea that I've actually never done, but I want to start, someone recently talked about this in a different training video, is asking your customers to do a product review for you on Facebook and give them a template to make it easy. So, something like, I've been using blank for X months. So I've been using Lash Boost for 3 months and I'm absolutely in love. I tried Lash Boost because blank. My lashes are blank and I feel blank, whatever. But, make it easy so they can just fill in the blanks. You guys need this stuff. And then, give them a gift for doing the product review. And then you could also, if you were, doing a big month of those product reviews, you could, raffle off a free eye cream or a lash boost for anyone who posts a product review. And then if you get referrals from their posts, you gift them the $25 cash back for that too. So you reward that referral. So these visuals at the bottom are just an example of a post I did on Facebook about my referral program. Okay, offer incentives. This, I think, is a tricky one. I think everybody has their own opinion on incentives, and I think I am a little more conservative when it comes to incentives. And I'll tell you why. I don't want to train people to only buy with an incentive. And I don't want to cheapen the product. The whole idea of flash sales really bother me. But all of this is my personal opinion. So you do what feels good to you and what works for you. I think you need to be cautious when it comes to incentives. I think there's a time and a place for them. I think it's always best to tie the incentive, to have a reason for the incentive that is relevant and makes sense. It's not about you reaching a goal, but it's more about them. So, tie it to a holiday, whatever it is, 20% off for moms for Mother's Day, or, this spot skin cancer thing, a free sunscreen with all purchase of a regimen, or, tied to Skin Cancer Awareness Month. Something that gives you a reason for offering the incentive versus just trying to make more money and reach a goal. I definitely use incentives to get people who are on the fence to order, but I offer that incentive personally versus posting it everywhere on Facebook. And cashback's always motivating. I do pay the PC enrollment fee for, I don't know, maybe a quarter of my PCs. It just really depends. I don't always offer that up though. I will only offer it if someone's pushing back on the preferred customer program, if I know they don't have a lot of money, or if I forget to tell them about the enrollment fee. I will always reimburse them. So in just a certain percentage do I do that. You could also give them X% cash back. You could give them the consultant price. But again, I don't like posting those kind of big offers broadly on Facebook because I just worry that it trains people to buy only on an incentive. The other thing you can do is consider a free product that's relevant, a free eye cream with a lash boost, a free sunscreen in the summer months, a free tanner around spring break. I mean, you guys are all smart. You get it. I just say use incentives with caution. All right, leverage product news. This, product news is such an amazing business builder for us. And, I feel like there's ways to do this super effectively. And so I'll tell you, again, this is my opinion, but product news can be just so amazing, such a big revenue generator. I think I've sold close to 100 lash boosts. If you take make $40 on each lash boost, that's $4,000. And we just launched 6 months ago. That's amazing. You know, use those kind of numbers when you're talking to people, because if you're talking to somebody about the business and you can say one product earned me $4,000, heck, that's pretty damn intriguing. But anyway, so leverage product news. You need to generate excitement and educate through social media. And we're going to talk about ways to effectively do that. Live videos scare me, but I have done them a few times, especially for product news. When you have something meaningful to share, I think a live video is great. So I've done them for Lash Boost and Active Hydration Serum, and I forget what else. But we're gonna talk a little bit more about that. So stay tuned. Also, I think I'm all about making it easy for people. Make it easy for them to learn more. So for our latest innovation, I'm trying to think if I did this for anything prior to Lash Boost. I can't remember, it doesn't matter. I create a one-pager on the new product offerings. So when someone asks me for more information, I send them that. And that has been like such a great tool for me because it's all in one. I'm gonna show you my examples of what these one-pagers look like. Then lastly, is consider a newsletter to prospects and current customers to announce the new product launch and share more information. So I take that one pager that I do, that becomes my newsletter. And I use an app called Mad Mimi, and we're going to talk more about that. I have some pages on that. That allows you to create an email document, an email marketing document, email it to a large audience. So you set up a distribution list in Mad Mimi. And then once you send it, then you're able to see who's interacting with it, who's read it, how many times have they read it, who unsubscribed, who has interacted with it, who has shared it, clicked on it. So it's an amazing tool. Like I was able to go in when I sent the Lash Boost one, and there was this one woman that had read it 14 times. Like clearly she's interested. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But this image on the right is just one of my posts for the hydration serum launch. So I've just given you some examples of what I've done. All right, so let's talk about videos. Videos are scary, obviously. Hopefully I'm doing a good job on this one. But, this is my personal opinion. I think that you should prepare for videos. At least for me, if I don't at least have a pretty good sense of what I want to communicate, I'm going to ramble. And no one wants to listen to rambling. So I would, not necessarily script it out, but at least write an outline, just know what you're going to say so you don't ramble, but don't read it. Don't read a script. You want to try to be natural. So there's a balance there of knowing what you're going to say, but then seeming natural. I think it's great to show your results on screen. So you'll see here, this was my Active Hydration Serum live video. I was fresh out of the shower, my makeup, wet hair. So you can see your skin. Same thing with your lashes, get close so people can see your lashes. And in this video here, my kid, I didn't plan this, but my kids came into the bathroom, they were running in the back and, joining in on the fun. And it ended up being a great video because it just seemed spontaneous and fun. And people love to see your kids in action. And, I think it's always important on any of your messages to incorporate an offer, a call to action in the video, and then include that in the title. So when people saw this, it's try it free. People love free stuff. So that's my advice on videos. And then Mad Mimi. So this is what I was talking about, the app that you can use to create, as they say, simple and beautiful email marketing. So go to Mad Mimi and look around. It's free until you get to the point that you have a sizable distribution list. I think I have, like, I don't know, close to 300 people on my distribution list. And that made me jump to, I think I paid $10. Might be $10 a quarter. It's not much. And then if you're using a lot of images with Mad Mimi and they have to store them, then that means you have to jump to that $10 too. So it's not expensive. But no one taught me how to use this. I just went there as somebody told me about Mad Mimi, and it's not hard to get started. So go take a look around at that if you're interested. So this is the one pager I created for Lash Boost. And, where I got this information was everything that corporate told us about Lash Boost at convention last year, right? It was a convention, yeah. So they gave us all the materials. There was a lot of different information that we learned, and I put this together. I told the story of Lash Boost, and I, kind of took what I thought was important. And so for this email, this Mad Mimi email that I sent out, here's the stats. I went back and looked. So I sent it to almost 250 people. 116 viewed it. So not everybody views it, but that's fine. 116 is still a lot to me. 30 viewed it more than one time. So 30 people were pretty darn interested. 3 engaged and clicked on the link or shared it. And then in that first month of Lash Boost launch, what was that, November, I had 14 orders. But I'll tell you, like I said, I think I've sold not to 100 customers, but 100 Lash Boosts. So I've had customers order more than once. I think I've had some that have ordered 3. So I've built a very sizable business with just Lash Boost alone. And, I still use a version of this one pager. I've updated it to take out the launch offer. But I just sent it to somebody the other day who reached out to me on Facebook, somebody I don't know, and wanted more information on Lash Boost, and I sent her this. Okay, then here is my one pager that I use for Active Hydration Serum. And so I sent almost 270 of those. So my distribution list, as my prospect list and my customer base is growing, I add those people to Mad Mimi. So I am just constantly growing that distribution list. So the people in that list include my current customers, my team, most of my team. I need to add everybody. And prospects, people I've talked to about Rodan & Field, but haven't, jumped in. So anyway, I just keep adding to that as I'm talking to more people and meeting more people. So 95 viewed it, 27 viewed it more than one time. So similar numbers to Lash Boost, and 3 engaged. In that month 1, I had 10 hydration serum orders, so a little bit less than Lash Boost. But I've gotten quite a few more orders. And, people, I just had somebody yesterday message me, one of my current customers who had ordered Lash Boost, and she was like, okay, I think I probably want that hydration serum. Is that right for me? Well, how does she know about that? It's because she was on this newsletter distribution list. Of course I post about it on Facebook, but I think it's this newsletter that is generating interest in our new products with current and potential customers. All right, social media. Facebook has generated the majority of my business. And like I said, let me turn that light off. People contact me, literally every week. Someone is finding me on Facebook that I don't know and getting in touch with me. So, there's magic there. Instagram, I'm on Instagram, but not as regularly as Facebook. And I have gotten a few customers there, and actually one business partner through Instagram, but a person I knew already on Instagram. LinkedIn has also brought me a few customers, but far and away, I spend the bulk of my time on Facebook, and that's where the bulk of my business has come from. What's important for you to do is continue to grow your audience. So I don't care whether you have 300 friends now or 3,000 friends. You have to grow your audience. So first make all your business posts public. My personal posts are to my friends and my business posts are to the public. Why not? Like, let everybody see it. I am very liberal with who I will friend on Facebook. Even if I don't know them or remember them, if we've got 35 mutual friends, well, I probably should know this person, so I will friend them. And friend new people every day. It's not hard. Facebook gives you a lot of, Facebook starts you out, and then you can decide, what else you want to do. Join relevant Facebook groups. So I'll give you my example. So I'm part of a mom's Facebook group, a local one. I live in a town called Zionsville. So I'm on the Zionsville Moms Facebook group. And I have gotten 2 new customers through that group that I don't know. 2, 3, I don't know. A couple of new customers. And I don't sell on that group. I'm not posting stuff. But so the specific examples of how I got those 2 customers, I don't know if I talk about this later or not, but so someone asked about whether there were any Verdana Fields consultants having any parties. And there's a number of Verdana Fields consultants in the Zionsville Moms group. And, I didn't see the post. All these, Verdana Fields consultants are chiming in with, how we all feel. We're not a party-based business, blah, blah, blah. And one of my customers knew about my open house, and she tagged me and said, Heather Vergara is having an open house on Sunday. And so then I chimed in and talked about why I was having an open house. Yes, we're not a party-based business, but here's why I'm doing it. And I talked about active hydration serum and why it was so beneficial to be able to try the product. And then anything else you want, So anyway, I started a conversation about me and Verdana Fields and hydration serum on this thread. And so the woman that posted, she's now a customer, and then somebody else must have seen the thread and she reached out to me. So you just never know. And then I just recently joined a bunch of pilots wives. My husband's a pilot, a bunch of pilot wives groups. So who knows where that will lead. But, share as much on those groups as you are allowed and feel comfortable. I definitely believe on social media that you should be posting more about your personal life than your business. Your people are more interested in your personal. So I think there needs to be a skew to the personal. Now let's get into more of the approach, I guess. So consistency is so key in this business. In posting. Okay, sorry, something was in the way and I couldn't see. So a lot of people will say post every day, and that's fine. I don't know how often you should post. I say at least 3 times a week. Sometimes I feel like every day is a little bit too much, but there's a ton of people that are posting every single day and more and building huge businesses. There's no magic number. Just be consistent. Do it at least 3 times a week. And the reason for consistency is it reinforces your message. Most people need to see or hear the message multiple times before they act. It's not like, one time is going to do it. No, okay, well, you're done. Consistency also demonstrates that you're passionate about what you're talking about, that you know what you're talking about, and that people can trust you to help them with their skin. You're the expert, or you need to, make them feel like you can be that resource for them. I think you need to post a combination of before and afters, testimonials, scientific education, business accolades, press, really kind of think about your whole messaging strategy so that you're hitting on a lot of different topics versus, just before and afters. Then we're going to dive deep into these last 3 because I think they are so important. Be single-minded, be personal, and be relevant. So let's talk about that. Okay, be single-minded. I do not want to offend anybody, but this is kind of one of my pet peeves, that it's really hard to force yourself to be single-minded. We want to like share everything, but your post should have one communication point. What do you want to get across? You're talking about active hydration serum. What do you want them to know about active hydration serum? Less is always more. No matter what, less is always more. So when we're talking about images, I think 1 to 2 images, like total, a complete image, is more than enough. Use eye-catching visuals that communicate your message at a glance. So if we look at the one on the left, the Lash Boost one, I didn't create this. This is not my visual, but I love it. It's 4 images together, creating one image, but you look at it and you get it. You don't have to spend any time on it. Now let's look at the image on the right. I don't know who created this, and I'm not, that doesn't matter, but there's so much information here that it makes my head spin. And you don't know where to look. This image in the bottom right, I mean, that would be a post, a very hard to manage post on its own, let alone with 3 other images. So keep that in mind, single-minded when it comes to images. When it comes to copy, short but sweet. Try to keep it to 1 paragraph that doesn't require people to click on more to see the rest. Now, I don't always do that. Sometimes I feel like, this post lends itself to more copy. But I try for the majority of my posts to be just a couple of sentences, 1 paragraph that does not require a click to read it all. Okay, be personal. So everything I post, even if I'm taking someone else's post, I try to find a way to weave my life into it, to make it personal in some way, shape, or form, so that people can see me and hear me in the message, because it's just going to be so much more effective and relatable if you do that. You can't always do that, but I always try. I never take someone else's post and post it as is. I always rewrite it. And that's the third point here, is find a way to personalize posts you borrow from others. Put it in your words, weave your story, your life into the post in some shape or form. So back up to the top. So I think it's important to periodically share your story, why you're doing this, how the products have changed your skin. Reinforce it often. Personal videos get attention. We talked about videos. Personal before and afters, your own for sure, your customers, team, like people that personally, get the most attention. If you can call that person out by name and people know that you know that person, you will generate business. So incentivize your customers to share their pictures with you so you can leverage them, reward them for doing that. This image is just, I think I did this after spring break, that I thought, well, I want to leverage this image where you can add your own pictures. And I told my story and, what was going on with Rodin & Field. So this is just an example for you. All right, some more examples of getting personal. Actually, one of my new team members, Kathy, here on the left, before she joined my team, she babysat our dog. She's our babysitter and our pet sitter. And she has amazing lashes from Lash Boost. And when I told her, okay, I'm going to drop off the money for you babysitting Chipsy, she said, oh, I would rather have some more Lash Boost and hydration serum. And so I was like, oh my God, that's such a great story. I have to post about that. I have to post about you and your amazing lashes and Chipsy. So, that's a personal thing. Another, example is just, when we hit that $1 billion mark, I was in the Bahamas. And so I weaved in, here's what's going on, with the business and, us snorkeling. Just be personal. Be relevant. So, you know, I think being relevant is somewhat, obvious. You're a person, what people are thinking about. You talk to people, what their concerns are, what's going on in the world. What are they thinking about? What do they want to hear about? Whether it's seasons, holidays, or like if you're hearing the same objection over and over, answer that objection in a post. So on the far right is the whole natural organic ingredient objection. So I answer that in a post. This summer I talked about, the world's best sunscreen for sensitive skin. I got 3 customers out of that one. The Mother's Day lash boost post. What I love about this one on the left, while her eyelashes look a little bit crazy, is the fact that this demonstrates that Lash Boost works on any age. And I got for sure 1 customer out of this, I think more than 1. All right, so now we're switching gears. That was all about acquiring new customers. Now let's talk about retaining customers, creating that loyalty. Again, make it easy for them. Manage their account so they don't have to worry about it. Never push them to order. Don't make them feel guilty for not ordering. Hold on. Be a trusted expert they can go to for advice. Keep them informed. There's some examples here at the bottom. So like I did a Mad Mimi thing after convention last year, sharing here's what's going on with Rodan & Field. I didn't get as much. My stats weren't as good on that one as they were on like a Lash Boost. But still, I mean, why not share, all the great things happening with Rodan & Field. And then when you reach out to them every 60 days, offer product suggestions based on their concerns and recommendations, as well as based on seasonality and new offerings or promotions. So I did this little 1-pager about the Lash Boost bundle, 20% off. And so I just include that in my, email to them every 60 days so they know what's going on. All right, make it easy for them, managing auto ship. So now we're back into the nitty gritty, into the process, which is important for new consultants. So this just tells you how to manage their auto ship. So to track who's shipping, in the next month, go to Pulse, click on the Performance tab, click on the PC Auto Ships little link. I think that's what it's called. And it will pull up a report of all your customers. And if you have a team, it will pull up their customers too. Click on the PC Perks date column head so you can sort by date. It'll sort it by the earliest date, go through the report, write down everyone who was slated to ship that month and when. I do this before the 1st of every month. So if you're writing all those people down, let's say you're writing all those people down for August, it's important to write down the people who are slated to ship for the first, week or so in September too, of the next month, and include them too. We'll talk about that. So corporate will send your customers an email 5 to 10 days prior to their ship date. So it's important that you beat them to it, because if customers get that email, your order's being prepared, your order's ready to ship, and they don't want anything, they freak out. So you need to reach out to them more than 10 days before their ship date. So I typically contact on this schedule here. So you'll see here customers that ship the 1st through the 8th, so the 1st through the 9th, whatever, of the month. I'm contacting them in the back half of the prior month. And then you can read the rest. So you must get them squared away at least the day before their ship date. If you don't change their order or delay them, they'll receive the same product they ordered 60 days ago. And then this just tells you how to make changes to their account. You can read that. I'm going to post this document. Okay, auto ships versus ad hoc orders. So recently, corporate changed and they created this easy way to do ad hoc orders. My phone is going crazy. So there's 2 ways. There's your auto ship or your auto replenishment and your ad hoc. Both ways of ordering give your PCs reduced prices and free shipping. So it makes no difference to them. And both ways contribute to your, you as the consultant PSQV. So it really doesn't make a difference to you. Most of your customers' orders will be auto ships, but if they want to order off cycle or order more than once a month, it's easier to place an ad hoc order for them so that you don't have to get in touch with the PC Perks help desk. But that is a way. So if you want to place an ad hoc order, or if you want to place an order before their auto ship, like off cycle, you have two options. One is to contact PC Perks. Here's how you do that. I'm not going to go into that. The other is place an ad hoc order. So the difference there is a process difference. So you still log in as a customer, you go to shop, but you go to Shop Skincare instead of My Account. So you go to Shop Skincare, order what they want. They still get free shipping as long as it hits the $80 minimum. But what's important to know is those ad hoc orders don't change their auto ship date. So let's say somebody's auto ship date is August 1st, but they want their order in July. So you place an ad hoc order in July, but you need to then go back into their account and delay their auto ship because they're not going to want it August 1st. So very important to do that. But customers can place multiple orders in a month. I have many customers, not many, but a few customers who do that, and I love it. And that helps you with the delay point.
Sleeves and
okay. All right, key to customer retention, rewarding loyalty. Somebody. Okay. So I talked about this a little bit, that I have created a Facebook group for all of my customers. So it's called Heather's RNF VIPs. You can call it whatever you want, it doesn't matter. But whenever I add a customer, or whenever I get a new customer, I add them immediately to this Facebook group so I don't forget. And what I do here is I post special offers, I hold periodic raffles just to say thanks. I share product news here. So a couple of the examples. So this one on the right, the Austin one. So I just recently posted this earlier this month. Wanted to let everybody know that I earned the Austin trip and say thanks. And as a special thanks, I'm raffling off a free lash boost at the end of July. So one entry for every order that people placed in June or July. So I've done that a lot where, they get a raffle ticket for every order that they placed. The other thing is reward your customers for their business and their loyalty. So send them a thank you note after ordering. Send them a gift if they post on Facebook once they get their order. That could just be a glow bag. That could be, a Starbucks gift card, whatever. It doesn't have to be something big. Send them a gift if they share before and afters. Send them a gift, set up a referral reward program like I talked about. I do the $25 cash back. And a holiday gift for your best customers. So I've done a lot of different things over the years for holidays. And this year I decided, okay, I've got too many customers to try to send, a good chunk of them anything. And so what I did is this, what if Santa brought you luscious lashes in time for New Year's? And so I said, I'm raffling off a free lash boost at the end of the year. You get an entry for every order placed in 2016. And then I had a leaderboard to kind of, get some competition going. I should have done more than one lash boost. I'll do that a little bit differently last year. But this I thought was great and got a lot of people excited about it. Okay, let's keep going. All right, that's it. Okay, I think this went on probably longer than I intended. I am going to stop the recording.